It's like somebody solved a puzzle by just forcing the pieces to fit. But why? Well, that seems important, that direction. The crying is back. There they are. I can see them generating now. So last time that was the solution. Are we good? Nothing's hitting me yet. That's a good start. Uh-oh. This might be it. The way it's hidden away and the crying leads here. It's a hospital bed. This might have been Alessa's bed. There's some kind of... there's just a name on the label. No description or anything. It's too risky. Never mind. Some kind of drug here. Okay. That's what they said. There's something stuck in this book. Got the Fool tarot card. I have 3, I think, now? This book. I feel like I have to read it. But at the same time, I don't want to. Aglaophotos. Red liquid or crystals resembling blood. According to the Kabbalah, the name is taken from an herb with the power to dispel evil spirits. It is said to grow in Arabian deserts. It may be vaporized or applied as a poultice to guard against demons. It is powerful. But as it is rare, it is extremely difficult to obtain. The picture of me when I was 7. The same age that the last 2 girls died. I look bored and sad. Well, of course I do. I was always like that back then. More amps. "24 years ago, Dahlia used me to summon God. God was in my womb, but I couldn't deliver her. Then I was shut up here in this hospital room. I stayed here until Dad helped me out when I was 14. God ate away at me from within, driving me mad with suffering. There I was, wishing I could just die and be done with it. But I went on living that nightmare for 7 years. Looking at this bed just reminds me of those awful days. And I don't want to remember them, because I'm not Alessa anymore. But Alessa is still me. I'm really not trying to deny it or anything. I just don't want to remember. Get me out of here." It's interesting. It's like she's pleading directly with me. The player. I'll let her leave. There's a picture here, but it's not my style at all. It looks like a woman draped backwards over something. It looks a lot like the pose from The Nightmare. Picture about like it's kind of like looks like sleep paralysis. There's like a gremlin on her chest and the horse peering in through the curtains, but without those elements. It's just the pose. I don't know. We're kind of just flailing because I don't really know where to go or why. This is the secret door. Oh shit, you can't go this way. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. Huh. Oh shit. Right, we're back here. Oh shit. Okay. Wow, there was 3 in there? Is it spawning more enemies? I think it might be. So we never had the ability to go that way anyway. Huh. Something up with that grid. Did I transitioned to like hell mode at the hospital. There was like a corpse floating with a weird grid on it, if I remember correctly. Is that what it looked like on the door? There's a lot of playing cards on the floor. I used to play a lot. I remember little Claudia always had a hard time winning. That made her cry. Little Claudia. I've had a confusing history with Claudia. Because I've lived 3 lives. A memo book. Something written inside. She's just beyond this door. I don't know how, but I can sense it. But she's not the only one there. I sense the presence of something extremely dangerous, even sickening. Or maybe what they call God. Nevertheless, I will open the door. Enough of this idle chit-chat. God, I'm not, but I fully intend to save her. No. Them. The last entry was written some 17 years ago. It looks like Dad wrote this too. This is my sketchbook from 17 years ago. On the front cover here is a picture of Dad. Really awful work. What's this doing here? The door sure does rattle, but it's stuck tight. A secret is hidden out of your sight. You may be thinking, what could it be? You'll need 5 magic cards if you want to see. What to do then with all these? I'll tell you straight, and I won't tease, just as long as you say, please. Now the first thing you must know is that there's something in each row. But that is not the half of it. 3 would be too hard to fit. The upside-down man, under the ground, to his right, to his left, there's no one around. Leave him be, though his tears are profound. The moon is up above the sky, full or crescent, floating high. Twinkling light sits like a crown on the head of a crazy clown. Your Excellency, praying to God Most High, do you think you can tell me why you always look up at the night sky? Do you have it now? You didn't forget. One major point you must not omit. And now, at the last, before you take a whack, here's one more hint. Help keep you on track. Scary and hateful, that thing in the night. Better be careful. It's not on your right. Turn to the left, and you'll keep it in sight. So you'll open the door? I'm just sure that there'll be nothing beyond it but frightening peril. Forget about that. Just stay and play, or else I'll be left here alone all day. They said turn left, so I'm like, huh? I think that's in the... That's it. When I have the tarot cards, I assume? This closet, it's meaningless to me. I don't have time to wax nostalgic over these old clothes. My clothes from when I was 7. They don't fit me now. Good thing, too. Yeah, I remember that uniform. From the Silent Hill movie. The shelves are jammed with books. Top shelf has books on religious teaching and textbooks, serious stuff. The other 2 shelves are full of fairy tale books like Oz and Alice. Here's Mother Goose and Cinderella. I used to love those. The scribbling on the floor here is Alessa's. For some reason, she always drew monsters like this when she was alone. She used to draw with Claudia, too. A nice daddy and mommy, and a fun school. A happy world, where everyone smiled and laughed all day long. In short, everything we never had. So how many cards do we have so far? That's not good. I have the Knight, Fool, and Hanged Man. They said I needed 5? Okay. It makes sense. We didn't get a lot done earlier. There's a lot of, like, upstairs shit going on. Like, I just basically skipped by. Not on purpose, but because, like, I just kind of stumbled into the elevator. What's that? Hey. A brass key. This was the model for my old room key. It was the... There's no label, but the tab's been removed. Might be worth checking out. Where would I play a cassette tape? I don't know if I've seen a place for that yet. It's a dense little room. It's full of stuff. No, it wasn't me. Alessa wrote this a long time ago. That chapel altar. It wasn't that one beautiful chapel. It was some other altar somewhere else. Okay, so we need to figure out where to go from here. So I've actually tried everything around here. That's all the doors. So I need to backtrack. All those doors didn't work. I never tried the one at the end of the hallway, technically, or the one at the beginning of the curve, when I get back to before the gauntlet, essentially. A flying area full of bad. Is this the flying area? Oh boy. Hello, please don't notice me. So once I go through here, to my right is a door I haven't tried, and then to the far left. Nope. Broken door. Nope. God damn it. Where would I go to find a locked door? Okay, so here's my underexplored floor. Have I seen locked doors? Oh. The one all the way back at the beginning, perhaps? Before we left the church area and went into hell? There's also like 5 doors ahead of me that I haven't tried. Oh boy. And an enemy to evade while I try them. Where is he? There he is. Ha! Mad jukes! No! My jukes! My jukes have failed me! Ah. Oh, he's very hard to control. She's very hard to control. Where? Okay, things got normalish again. Probably means that items are here. Silent Hills, Ancient Gods. A study of their etymology and evolution. What a mouthful. Oh. There is no religion that has remained unchanged from the moment it was founded. This one is no exception. When this religion fell into the hands of immigrants, it was deeply influenced from their own original Christian beliefs. For example, the traditional representatives of these primal gods may be given the names and descriptions of Christian angels, thus shared characteristics begin to appear. There is also one rare example of the chief deity, creator of paradise, or lord of serpents and reeds being dubbed with a demon's name. Of course, this was not done by believers, but by their opponents. These books look like real mind benders. I think I'll leave them alone for now. They're acknowledging that the religion itself has morphed over time. There's a lot of text in here. Card. Moon. What?
Hiya, Heather.
You show up everywhere, don't you?
You make me sound like some kind of unwanted pest.
Well, who are you anyway?
Haven't you realized that yet?
Yeah, you're on Claudia's side.
I told you not to put me in the same category as that mad woman.
Well, you're pretty loony yourself.
It's true. We believe in the same God. But I'm quite sane.
So why did you help me out then? Was that also part of trying to resurrect God?
It's not uncommon for people to worship the same God and still disagree.
God? Are you sure you don't mean devil?
Whichever you like. The point is that now I really am on your side. I don't want God to be born. It wouldn't be convenient. much too unpredictable.
So you've been using me to stop Claudia, is that it? Do your own dirty work.
My dirty work? I think we both had our own interests in mind. You hate her too, don't you? You're the only one who can get it done. I don't have powers like you two. Besides, I always hated getting all hot, sweaty.
Oh, really?
I'm just looking out for myself. Everyone does it. Huh. Don't stand there looking so smug. You're the worst person in this room. You come here and enjoy spilling their blood and listening to them cry out. You feel excited when you step on them and snuff out their lives.
Are you talking about the monsters?
Monsters? They look like monsters to you?
Oh no.
Don't worry. It's just a joke. By the way, I forgot to ask you. Did you get the Seal of Metatron?
What's that?
You don't have it? Leonard was carrying it.
You mean this thing?
Yes, that's it. As long as we have that, we're fine. Here, take this.
I got the book. Otherworld Laws. Otherworld Laws. There's a sheet of paper here, but it's blank. Tome of the Seer. Sounds like an occult book. I don't need this now. It's not my taste anyway. They look like monsters to you? It's just a joke. But is it? She immediately grasped the meaning of what he was saying. The idea that she's walking around slaughtering people and thinking they're monsters. She's already willing, because she's already willing to question if she's crazy. That was already happening a moment ago. She was wondering whether she was the one who was losing her mind. And if she is, then maybe she could be attacking people. I don't know if I necessarily believe at all that idea. I don't know. It seems really iffy, the idea that, like... First of all, we've played this game 3 times now. Not this game, but, you know, we've played 3 Silent Hills, and this has happened to all of them. Having that be the first time it's suggested seems kind of iffy. And she also is definitely under attack, it seems, unless that's how grand her hallucinations are. But games games or any story really, where like the ending is like, it was all a dream, nothing that everyone did actually was happening, is always like, well then what was the point of all of it if it was all explicitly a lie? So I tend to lean towards the idea that that some version of what she's experiencing is true. And so even if she is fighting, even if she is killing people, they seem to actually be not only trying to sacrifice her, but they just seem to be attacking her and so on. So she's not completely misrepresenting everything. Maybe it's just monstrous people doing monstrous things as opposed to being literal monsters. And she abstracts that in her insanity for her, maybe even to defend herself or something. It's hard to say. But yeah, I'm willing to assume that if they are people, that they're people who are actually attacking her, and she's not just imagining the part where she's being attacked. Because then the whole game is almost meaningless in my actions and everything that's happening to me. And it's basically just a bunch of random scenes, and then actually it was all a lie is just an unsatisfying ending. Whereas if she's hallucinating them as being people, but the people are genuinely out to get her, then that's at least a one-to-one of like something that's reasonable. It makes the structure of the campaign at least mean something. And yeah, like people might use dogs to hunt someone, and there's a lot of dogs hunting me. There's a book on tarot here. Tarot is based on the 22 Hebrew consonants and is said to represent the entire world. Each card, numbers 0 through 21, has a particular meaning. By reading these cards, fortune tellers predict the future. For example, the first card, the Magician, signifies creation, wisdom, beginnings, or destruction and fraud. The second card, the High Priestess, denotes intuition, harmony, faith, or dogmatism and arrogance. According to some texts, the Gardener deck has more than 22 cards. The Gardener deck does not exist today. It is mentioned only in literature. It is said these extra cards were based on lost Hebrew vowels and denoted an otherworldly transcendental existence, i.e., God. We're still missing cards, right? Otherworld Laws, a big old book I got from Vincent in the archives. Can I read it? I think I skipped the first page on accident somehow. Nope. This magic square, with strong, protective, and dispelling properties, is called the Virun 7 Crest, or the Seal of Metatron. It will bring results regardless of whether the target is good or evil. Its strength, therefore, places a very high burden on the caster, as it is also difficult to control. It is not usually used. This is why it bears the name Metatron, after the angel Metatron, or Metraton, also known as the agent of God. There's always one question, is that if these are people, and I'm hallucinating, it'd help explain why some of these people are able to navigate this place so easily. Because I'm constantly under threat, and this place seems completely unlivable and unnavigatable, but I'm surrounded by people who are just kind of wandering around and engaging in the story, and I'm like, how are you getting around? Do these monsters just not exist for you? That's one interpretation. Or are they your people? But if they are people, why are they so stupid? Because they're very avoidable. But even beyond that, just like doors are impassable objects for them and they just lose you. It's easier to accept their behavior if you see them as monsters than it is to accept their behavior if they're supposed to be people that are hunting you, as opposed to like Resident Evil zombies that can't open doors. Or maybe you're just mindlessly attacking everything around them without necessarily having the clearest goal and thought to it all. Whereas cultists that are hunting you would be smarter. I haven't played it yet, but I think that's one of the premises of Resident Evil 4, is that you're being attacked by what seems to be people in that game. And so they're like actually sieging houses that you're in and stuff like that, and much more intelligently and tenaciously attacking you than the Resident Evil 1 zombies that will just kind of be rebuffed by any door and give up.